Welcome to this look at a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. Welcome to Drentsevaart. This is a newish mod map out by Tynes and JanNL, 210.34 megabytes to download. We start here, actually around behind one of the main buildings. I'm going to move around into the yard. We'll have a look at the map and then we'll work our way round. This map has got 217 small and medium-sized fields. It is a fictional map based on the Dutch landscape. There are 3 villages, an industrial plot we'll get to later on with most of the sell points and production chains on. We've got custom crop growth, 3 cow farms and 3 contractor farms. So the first farm we're starting at is the start farm on New Farmer. This is what the map looks like, and on New Farmer we start with these fields here. The main farm area there, if you want to buy that, if you come onto a farm management and start from scratch, that's going to cost you 438 grand. We can talk about slot count straight away because we're here already. Slot count is 1,092 on all 3 game modes. On all 3 game modes, you start with all the buildings, all the machinery, all the equipment. Talking of buildings, there are required mods. They download automatically. We've got the old farm package by DMI 20mm Normandy, the old cowshed also by DMI 20mm Normandy, the cowshed 3+0 by the very same DMI 20mm Normandy, the Dutch shed pack by Reffarmer and DMI 20mm Normandy, the cowshed 3+3 by, you've guessed it, DMI, the modern shed by DMI 20mm Normandy and Dutch Modding Inc. Like I say, they will all download automatically. Under build mode and sheds is where you'll find some extra ones that are thrown in here. So the Drentsevaart mod section here. Then we've got the required mods, so Dutch shed pack, old farm package and modern shed pack. They're all under there. There's nothing under silos or silo extensions, containers, tools, but farmhouses, and this is the interesting thing. We've got these farmhouses, we've got the old farm package mod, the old farm package mod, old farm package mod, but there's no sleep trigger on the start. So even when you start with this farm here and that farmhouse just there, there's no sleep trigger with it. Which threw me a little bit, but they're under farmhouses. There's nothing under productions. It's all standard productions, all standard sell points, greenhouses, orchards, generators, etc. Under animals, though, we do have some extra pens under cows. So we've got the cowshed mods, then we've got the Drentsevaart mods that have been thrown in by the map maker, and then cowshed one on the end there, and I think it was chickens. No, it's sheep. There we go. We've got the old farm package. There's a sheep pen on there as well, added in. Then we've got under landscaping, painting, some under textures. We've got some extra ones thrown in here, like a cobblestone one, and then we've got some various different concrete designs here, slabs and interlocking slabs and stuff like that. And then under plants, we've got on the right, on the very end, we've got our Drentsevaart mod grass. That's all the mods and stuff that have been put in by the map maker. Contracts are available on this map. So let's get started, shall we? So at this start farm here, we have 2 cow sheds, which will hold 80 cows each. Dialogue box there, feed triggers, and we've got milk tanks, and there's a slurry point. There's actually no manure heap here, so you need to place a manure heap. We do have a jet wash, and we do have our start machinery. Like I say, that is on all 3 game modes. So we've got tedder, mowers, windrower, we've got a trailer in there, a Brandner. Second of the cow pens, also holding 80, or will hold 80, it doesn't hold 80 at the moment. We've got some front load attachments there, we've got our feed mixer just around here, and around the back we have got a liquid slurry tank, just to show you. Another 80 can be held there. Liquid slurry tank, silage, bunker silos. Weirdly, I can't get the trigger to work on this. I was trying to work out, and I'm also on some of these as I've been going around the map. I've got my field info on. Where are we? Field info is on, but it's not coming up with any information on certain bits as I've gone around the map. A couple of the silos as well. There's no silo at this main farm, but we'll see as we go around. We've got some levelers and compactors. We've got slurry tank, forage wagon, Fent with front loader gear. We've got seeder, cultivator, planter, all there. We're going to grab this tractor actually. to continue. And we've got more silage clamps just to the side here. So it's very cow based, that's the point. Now the fact there is a sheep pen under the barns, I haven't found sheep as we've gone around. It does say there are 3 cow farms and 3 contractor farms. I thought it was going to be one of those ones where you'd have to search around and buy the plots of land. And that is the case with certain things to get some of the triggers to come up. So while we're here, we might as well then have a look at our start machinery and equipment. We've seen it as we've gone around the yard, but we've got the Fendt 5, Fabric 511, which I'm in, the Fendt 718 Vario, the Brantner we saw, Horse cultivator, we've got the Nordston Cedar, Agromash Falcon 3 planter, the slurry tank, the Scrouton with the spider attachment on the back, mowers we saw, Tedder windrower, forage wagon, Stratman Zelon, the RA142 feed mixer, leveler, silo compactor, front loader tools, and weights. That's what you start with. Like I say, on all 3 game modes it's here. You just need to buy the plot of land. So, the map itself then, if we zoom back out again, I said we start with these plots here, and like I said, there are 217 small and medium-sized fields. And the price is, sometimes you get a map with lots of big fields and the prices are very expensive. Sometimes you get a map with medium-sized fields and they're all really cheap. This goes from very, very small and fairly inexpensive, 24 grand. I mean, there's probably cheaper than that, up to, and we're looking at the fields down to the south, really, 324, 374, field 108 is a fair size, 286. There's no massive fields. Now, the only other downside to this is blending fields together will be a little bit trickier. Some areas you'll be able to if you want to blend fields together to make bigger fields. But we do have these waterways, we do have ditches around the place. It's a Dutch map. It's pretty much flat. Oh yeah, that was something I wanted to say. Was we have got some forestry areas as well. 86. Was that plot available? Oh yeah. The verges, the periphery of the map is 0, so all of that can be purchased for nothing. So as far as placeables, if you want to add things in, road signs, whatever you want, you can. And we have got another forestry point up there if you want to do a bit of forestry. Lighting's great, texture and detailing. It works very nicely. We are going to head east, first of all, out towards the biogas plant. There are no collectibles. It doesn't say there are any. As far as sleep triggers go, there are tons of modded ones about, so you can, there are holdalls, sleeping bags, door mats, boots, there's various different things you can place. So as far as sleep triggers, you can place just a normal farmhouse, then put a sleep trigger with it, or just put a sleep trigger. If not, there's tents. I know in the Hobo Farm Pack, then Biometala, there's a few. So sleep triggers, not a problem. Same with water. I don't generally, when I do a map tour, talk about points where you can get water from, because there are so many water mods available now for distribution of water, standpipes, water pipes you can place really inexpensively. So I don't usually, it was a bigger thing on sort of FS15 or 17 really, more than anything else. But yeah, that's the situation. So biogas plant we're coming to now. I think what I'm going to have to do is put some money in. You don't buy the biogas plant, you buy the plot of land. When you buy the plot of land here, you get all the triggers and icons come up for the biogas plant. It's a standard biogas plant, standard crop types in, digestate out. We've got some large silage clamps here as well, and some shed space. I did check this when I did my quick whiz around the map to familiarise myself. And as far as placeables go, I tried to put a production chain down here. No problem at all. It's flat as a pancake. It really didn't have a problem. So what I'm going to do is put some money in now, because as we go around, there are certain plots I'm going to need to buy to show you the triggers and things like that as we go. Bear with me momentarily. That's better. So we go back to the map. We are over here at the biogas plant. This plot will cost you 570,240 once purchased. Like I say, the triggers will appear and you can place stuff on it if you want to. I'm not sure if you want to add more silage clamps, but actually I've never actually thought to check whether or not can we remove these. We can. Buildings not given the option to, or the silage clamps, but the biogas plant we could remove and put in a modded one of our own choosing if there's other things you might particularly want to have access to. So that's the biogas plant. As I always say, if there are maps with multiple farms, the numbers I'm giving them are arbitrary. It's just what I'm, because the route I'm going round, it will be the second, third, fourth farm I come to. So we're going to farm number 2. As you can see, with drainage ditches, a lot of areas like this were originally cut out from peat bogs and stuff like that, so they are very, I say waterlogged is the wrong word, but the drainage ditches and waterways and stuff help with all of that. So, second farm. So this is another cow farm. We have the cow barn just there. You can see that interlocking concrete texture that's available, so if you want to use that you can. And we've got a farmhouse there. Again, once we buy this plot of land, I'll show you, you don't get a sleep trigger appear, but this plot will set you back 184,008. If we buy that, do that and come back up. So the cow barn building will appear. This one does, I think, 35, I want to say it was. Yeah, this will do 35 cows. Feed trigger, I think bedding's on the inside of those as well. We've got our slurry point and our milk point. Open. But as you can see, there's no sleep trigger has appeared at the farmhouse here. So, from here, I can't remember which route I was going to go. I think I was going to go this way. It's working a route round that does it with to be expedient with the map tool, but also avoiding getting stuck with drainage ditches and things like that. The other thing to be aware of when you come around the map, a lot of the gates are already open, and I found on some of the main roads they're sticking out onto the road. Just be aware of that. I did clear out a couple as I was driving around. Now, as far as the cow farms and the contractor farms that are available, there are lots of other plots that are available that do have sheds and things on them, which, whilst not technically, I guess, on that list of cow farms or contractor farms, they would be available if you're playing multiplayer, or if you wanted to set your farm up somewhere different, you could. It may well be the ones I have found, and I will show you, might not be the ones the map makers are intending. But if you cross over on the waterways here, we're going to come to Johnson's Farmers Market. Which is just tucked around behind here. So we've got the sell point for crop types, and then sell point for production chains stuff. And there's loads to have a look at as you go around the map. All the houses, there's football pitch, and there's all sorts of stuff. There's roadworks in different locations, causing you to go on diversions and things like that. Very nicely done. We're going to head south from here. I'm looking at my notes and I'm thinking, this is what I was talking about, so be very careful, because you can't always see them depending on the light. But they do stick out into the road. So when you start the map, you might want to go around and just close all the gates first. Because if you're going to hire workers on the AI system, it doesn't say that it's got a fully functional working AI system. But if you try it, they're likely to hit those. So vehicle store is next on the list of places. I will show you where we are, where we've been, as I always do when I do map tours. So, workshop trigger is just there. And our purchase point is just on the inside. I don't think these doors open here. No. This is also the reset point. So if you need to reset anything, it will reset here. That's the vehicle store. Then we're going to go from here. I think I'm going to go south first. Because a lot of these sections, that bit I said about the verges, the periphery that you can buy for nothing, which means you can add sort of placeables and stuff on. I do like these building sites and things like that. It's pretty cool. Where am I going to from here? Right, around the roundabout. I could go the wrong way if I wanted to, but it's frowned upon. We're going to go through this little bit here and out to the right, where we've got the livestock market, animal dealer, and the animal dealer sell point. So there's a sell point here for the animal dealer, And then there's the animal pens or livestock market trigger there for buying and selling wild animals. This will be a small to medium machinery map because of gateways, roadways, how some of them are narrow. You might chance your arm and get away with some big machinery. Depends, you know, on what part of the map you're on. And you might decide I'm going to leave my big machinery at a particular point because you can get away with it, but some areas you won't. Which way do I need to go now? It's this way. As you can see, some of the grass areas are fenced in. Something I was going to check. It was just kind of that. I just want to be absolutely certain. So we went from that. That was Farm 2. We went up there, all the way across and crossed over the waterway there to Johnson's Farmers Market. Then we went round the roundabout and down here to the vehicle shop. We've now come down here to the animal dealer and animal dealer sell point. So this one here, as far as I know, it's just a grass field. And I think the grass fields are all fenced in as far as I can tell. But what I want to do is buy one just to be on the safe side that it's not a cow pasture or something like that. See what I mean about the gates again though? It seems to be okay. What we're going to do is cross over here and we're going to go to Farm 3. I think this one's another cow farm. Pretty sure it is. So that'll be the third cow farm. This one's a much bigger farm. So we're now here. This one will set you back 511,344. We'll buy that. There we go. Cow pen pops up. I think this one does 200 cows. Slightly bigger proposition. Bit more modern in its construction. And then at the back of the farmyard here, we've got some shed space, we've got silage clamps, so I think we've got three or four smaller ones here. We do have a workshop trigger at the back here. Just in there. That's the slurry point, the milk point's at the other end. Does this open? There we go. Well, that's interesting that it's been left, it's got concrete underneath it. That's normally open so that you have kind of the slurry point there for it. But anyway, regardless of that, so that's farm number 3. So with the farm we start with, that's 3 cow farms. I need to check my map now. Where was I going from here? Look on my list as well. Farm, workshop. Oh, I remember now. So back out from here. It's not a farm or anything, but it's worth having a look at because it's part of the map and it's a feature. We'll go back to this track here. We're going to head south. Left fork. Going to turn in here. If you fancy having a bit of a muck about, either on your own, testing out vehicles, or you're playing multiplayer and you want to come out with your friends, you've got an off-road course. ATV park, whatever you want to refer to it. Or if you've got bicycles, BMX track, that's pretty cool. I mean, you can race tractors around if you want to, so it's up to you. So we go, off-road course. We go back to the map because we are now here. Now, as far as I can tell, there's no other farms on this whole section here, but we are going to drive directly south until we hit this road here. Then we're going to head west to this point here. So this is your kind of industrial area, industrial park, production chains and a couple of sell points in here as well. That's where we're going to head to. It's going to take a little bit of a drive to get there, so I might skip part of the drive, but just so you can see where we're going, where we're heading to. So when we end up there, you'll know why. So we're now heading west on the southern part of the map, with some of the larger fields down to our south. I'm looking at my list now. I'm wondering if I've missed one of the contractor farms. Potentially. So I don't think the ones I've found add up. There's probably one that I've missed somewhere. I'm going to show you a plot that's down there as well, but anyway. So we go over the speed bump. We've got a gas station just here. We've got bakery just there and carpentry just there. I'm going to drive through the carpentry because out on this side, and this was what I wasn't sure, because there are a few plots like this. Whilst it's not got a silo or anything like that, this plot is available to buy separately. So if you want to put another production chain on here, or have it as a contractor, I mean, like I say, it might not be the one of the ones they've listed, but if we come to the map, you'll see here that little plot there is 10,920. So you could purchase it if you wanted to, and have it for whatever you want to have it for. Sometimes you lost my tractor. There it is. So just behind, we've got the cereal factory. We've got our dairy to the left, just there. To our right, off the dairy. Now this is interesting. We've got two grain mills here. We've got a grain mill this side of the road, and then we've got the grain mill that side of the road. But they're interesting in that they are different. And I'll show you what I mean. They both cost 96 grand. If we click on this one, so wheat, barley, oat and sorghum. Fine, no problem at all. This one, the cycles per month are lower. So 120 for each. But the recipes are higher. So 150 to 120, 150 to 113, 150 to 188, 150 to 158. So you think, okay, that's pretty cool. Fine. We go across the road, we've got another grain mill. This one has got much higher cycles per month, but the recipes are lower. So I don't know if it would work out that it would balance itself. It's just strange that it being two right opposite. Click on this one and press it again. So wheat, barley, oat and sorghum is exactly the same, but the recipes on these 3,600, 600, 1,200, 1,200, but the recipes are far less. So whilst the cycles may be more, will it balance it? Yeah, it's odd. I checked it because I thought, oh, maybe one's a sell point, one's a natural grain mill, but they're both production chains. They'll both make flour. It was just flour, wasn't it? Both did. Yeah, no, nothing extra. Yeah, I just thought I'd point it out. To our left, oil mill. To our right, feed and grain south. So that's a sell point. To our left, spinnery. After spinnery, we've got the sugar mill. We've then got the tailors, and we've got the supermarket. All just there. Now we're going to go east again, I think it was. Pretty sure it was. So just up the north there. We're going to have to come back down again in a moment anyway, because this is the easiest kind of crossing to use. But we're going to go just before the watercourse and the bridge up to, well, yeah, like I say, the first, maybe, of the contractor farms. I've missed one somewhere. Apologies for that. So this one's got a silo on it. This has got a Farmer 500 silo, 500,000 litre capacity. Go back to the map. So we've gone up through all these sell points up here, up to the top there, we've gone all the way out there, and then we come up here and we're at this point here. So this one will set it back 177,696. Like I said, Farmer 500 silo on it. And this is another one, I'm not getting my field info. Normally it comes up with what the silo is, but I'm not getting anything coming up. Large well, storage shed there. And then we've got the big old cavernous building here. It's huge. Like I say, this one hasn't got cows on it, so this would be considered the contractor one. There is a little one just over there, which has got static cows on it. It's got a shed on it and a little house, but even if you buy that plot, it doesn't give you access to. No, I thought it was unusual that just nowhere else on the map, or nowhere else that I've come across, has got any static animals on it. But that one's got, yeah, they've just sort of sat there, stood there, should I say? So we can head back down, cross over the river, and then go back up again to the next of the contractor farms. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to check the map because I'm just thinking, because these are actually showing, that shows the Farmer 500, that shows the Farmer 500 silo. Just look on the map, there aren't any others, are there? No other silos anyway. I know there's a little plot here that's got a couple of sheds, that one there, 73,440, but there's no silo or anything. That could be one of them maybe. Like I said, there are a few around the map where you can purchase them and there's a couple of sheds and, you know, that possibly is the third one. So this is definitely not one of those maps where you can get yourself made to be very quickly. I mean, potentially if you buy plots of land and you buy the verges, the periphery of the map, you could probably put extra bridges in and stuff if you wanted to, across ditches and watercourses you can. If you own the land around them, you could put various things. There were loads of different bridge packs, modded bridge packs about, so you could if you wanted to do that. It's very nicely done. It's got a very natural feel to it all. So, up next, we've got another Farmer 500 silo, another farm plot. Just here. So, we were there, we came down across the bridge, back up there, we're now at this point here. This one will set you back 277,440. The silo was already showing anyway, but the silo's there. Shed space and building space down this one. Is it going to do it to me again? Oh no, that's all right. I think it was because I didn't own the land. When I was whizzing around, I tried to open it, so I thought I don't own the land, that's why it's not working. So another open shed, a large one there, open shed there. Again, pick whichever one you want to start with, or if you're playing multiplayer, it gives you a few different options for your friends. I need to check the map now, because from here, as far as I can tell, that's all of them. There's I think it's a solar array up there. It's part of the sort of verges of the map that we can buy. I'm just looking to see if there's any other plots I've missed. Not that I can tell. Yeah, just that one there, really, that seemed to have any buildings on it. Oh, hang on. Oh no, that was the one up from where. Oh no, where was that one? Oh yeah, that was that little one with the cows on. So potentially that one there. But that, for all intents and purposes, is the map. That's Drentsevaart by Tynes and JanNL. And we'll head north out of here. There's a little village up to the northwest. This way? I think so. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.